Hey everyone, I'm Aishwarya Mahapatra and once again welcome back to my channel. In one of my previous videos, I talked about how important these days LLD, HLD or system design rounds have become. I remember talking about my interview experience with Amazon Dublin and how I was not able to clear the LLD round there. I had really less time back then and I was not prepared with the concepts at all. I couldn't find a good path which would lead me in preparing the LLD in the best way possible. And that's the reason why I was not able to clear. So I thought, why not do some research, collect some resources, and tell you guys what is the best path with limited number of resources, but still the best resources for you to learn and prepare LLD for your upcoming interviews. So without any further ado, let's get started with the video. Now, before starting with the actual part that will actually help you to learn the LLD in the best way possible, I want to talk here about some of the prerequisites. Okay, so the first prerequisite is to know or learn about at least one of the object-oriented programming languages. It can be Java, it can be C++, or it can be Python. You can choose any one of them. The second prerequisite will be to know about the OOPS concepts. I talked about the best resources for learning OOPS in my previous video, so definitely you can go and check that out. To give you an idea on what OOPS concepts will really be helpful for you, they are classes, objects, encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, and polymorphism. You need to know about these concepts absolutely. You just cannot miss these concepts. So now once you're done with your prerequisites, you are completely ready to start your preparation for LLD. The very first step while preparing your LLD is to know about the solid principles. I will be telling you about 3 resources which will help you in understanding what solid principles are, where are they implemented, and how are they implemented. So the very first resource is actually a Medium blog, which I will be, whose link I will be attaching in the description below. But know that it's not a very extensive blog. It's good for giving you an overview of what solid principles are. So I would recommend you to first go through that blog to get an idea. After that, there are 2 websites and you can choose any one of them to prepare your solid principles, right? The first one is by oodesign.com. Right? So from the name, you can sense that this whole website is completely dedicated towards the design concepts. So either you can refer to this website or the second website is DigitalOcean. So on this also, the solid principles have been explained in a very good manner. So it depends on you which one website would you like to refer to. But try to understand here that it's not just about the theory, that what solid principles are. Okay, no one is going to ask you what solid principles are in theory. You have to know its practical implementation everywhere. That's very important, right? So don't just read through it, but at the same time, try to understand it thoroughly, what every principle wants to say. So now once you are done with preparing your solid principles, the next step is to understand about design patterns. Design patterns, once again, are a very crucial part for your LLD preparation. Now, I know you might be confused that there are so many design patterns and which are the most important design patterns to focus upon. So the 4 major design patterns which are asked and used in a lot of questions, I would definitely recommend to focus upon those first. Those are singleton, factory, abstract factory, and observer. So these 4 design patterns are very important. But at the same time, once you prepare these, after that, there are another 5 design patterns which are again asked and are used in a lot of questions which will be asked to you during the interviews. So those design patterns are builder, decorator, adapter, strategy, and facade. Okay, so these are the 9 very important design patterns that you should definitely prepare. So now to prepare the design patterns, I am going to provide you with a few resources. Once again, if you're someone who likes to learn by watching videos, then definitely you can refer to Derek Banner's playlist on design pattern, right? It has around 27 to 28 videos. You can go through that and know about design patterns and also know about its implementations, because he has coded as well. Now, if we talk about some of the good websites from where you can learn about the design patterns, then once again, I would recommend the same website, oodesign.com, because as I said, this website is completely dedicated towards the design concept. So it's a good website anyway. The next website that I will recommend is tutorialspoint.com. So it's a very famous website. It has amazing and precise content. So I would recommend that as well. After you're done with your design patterns, the next step is to know about UML class diagrams. Now, basically these diagrams give you a good visualization of how your whole system is going to look like. So it's very important for you to learn about how these diagrams are built or drawn. I'm not going to suggest you any particular references or resources for it. Rather, I would suggest to go on YouTube, just type UML class diagrams tutorials, and whatever initial 2-3 videos will come on your feed, go through that and get a fair idea of what these diagrams are and how are they built, and that should be enough. So in this video so far, we have talked mostly about the theoretical concepts that you need to prepare for and the resources which will help you to do that. But once you are done with that, which shouldn't take much time, the next big task that you have is practice. Practice is insanely important, and I cannot emphasize that enough. So for practicing, there are some very common questions that you should definitely know about, and which will also give you a very good idea of what kind of LLD questions you might face in the interviews. So those common questions are designing parking lot, elevator, caching library, or ticket booking system, book management system, and ATM, right? So I will be providing you with a link. It's actually a PDF, or it's a kind of a book, you can say, with 40-50 pages, wherein you'll find the questions first and then the solution to it. So definitely you will also find the answers to the questions or the solutions to the questions that I just said right now. I'll provide you with another link. It's actually a GitHub link. In there are some very famous questions, right? And in front of that, there are solution codes as well as there are videos which are present on YouTube, right? So definitely you can check those out. So now once you have solved these questions, you'll get a fair idea of how to approach these questions, how to solve these questions whenever asked in an interview. However, it's also equally important to regularly practicing. And what better than the lead code discuss section, right? Because the questions that are posted there are actually questions which have been asked in real interviews. So keep checking the questions which are posted on the discuss section, keep solving it by yourself, and this will definitely make you very confident for your upcoming interviews. So now, as I always say, there are a lot of resources which are available online. However, I chose to provide you only a few, which I personally feel are just enough for your preparations, are good in their content, right, are precise and concise. But at the same time, I don't want to restrict you to freely choose the resources that would suit you. And that's the reason why I will be giving the link to a GitHub repo in the description below, which has the recommendations of many other resources as well. It has the recommendations for different YouTube channels which actually teach about the LLD concepts. It has the recommendations for different websites as well as books. So you can explore those as well. So that's all for the video. I hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, once again, don't forget to click that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll meet you in the next video. Keep grinding, keep practicing, and rock your next LLD interview. Till then, bye-bye.